All right, is there something missing in your household? An event this weekend might be able to fill that void. Full shelters, stray hungry animals, and local rescue groups at a breaking point. It's a growing crisis across the Houston area, and thousands of pets are in desperate need of a loving home. So this weekend, you have a chance to help change that. Petco Love is sponsoring the 5th annual mega adoption event, bringing together dozens of shelters and rescue groups under one roof. The decision to adopt brought tail-wagging happiness to this family who attended last year.
I love Cosmo so much, I got him on my pajamas.
What do you say, big dog? Jack?
Cosmo is the best dog ever.
Cammy, what do you say?
Cosmo is the rainbow puppy ever.
The rainbow puppy? What do you say, big dog? Uh-oh, he's looking for some Chipotle.
Big Dog's like, I don't talk until you talk to my agent. All right, if you're a pet lover looking to positively fill your home and your heart with love, this is your chance to make a forever friend and a life-changing connection. Here to tell us more about this weekend's event is Tegan Coleman-Benter with Montgomery County Animal Services and Chelsea Staley, Director of Life Saving with Petco Love. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
All right, I'm going to have to introduce this one too, right here. It's so cute. And I love how it matches the outfit, the whole, whole thing here. Who is this?
This is Lil, and she's part of a litter of 6 little Schnauzer puppies that we got into the shelter. They came in with mom, and all of them will be available for adoption at Mega, including mom.
Yeah, and how old is?
She's 8 weeks old.
8 weeks old. Okay, so herein lies part of the problem. We have so many pets roaming the streets here. It is the bigger problem in Texas, and part of it, we were talking about before the show, is because of our breeding season. There's not really a season, is there?
Not a season. It's definitely year-round here, where other places in the country, we think about animals on farms being born during the agriculture calendar, and that's why you see bunnies and chicks at Easter. Those places have real seasons, and we don't have seasons down here, so they're just being bred year-round.
Yeah. All right, in 1 year, a cat can have 12 kittens. A year later, the offspring can have 144, just to give people an idea of what we're dealing with. In 1 year, dogs can produce 12 to 20 puppies. Offspring, that means 144 to 244 puppies a year. You get the point. It's exponential. When we say we have a problem here, it is a problem.
It is a big problem in Texas, more than other places in the country, which is one of the reasons why we bring the Petco Love Mega Adoption event to Houston.
Yeah, of course, the biggest part is, okay, how can we, it's a preventable problem, right? And so if we just spay neuter.
So simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just spay neuter and we can prevent that problem. The shelters here are in absolute crisis, as you mentioned. They're at their breaking point every day. It's one of the hardest jobs that I've ever done, honestly. And it's, when you work in an animal shelter, you love animals so much.
Yeah, you love every one of them.
Absolutely, yes. Like they are your own. And so it's really challenging to go to work every day in a shelter.
The other problem is not as big as the spay neuter problem, but stray and lost or forgotten dogs, and get those pets chipped. And we have the technology today for you to be able to find them. All right, when shelters faced with a fallout, just every day that you are looking at someone standing there saying, here's a box of puppies, here's a box of kittens, what do you do, where do you put them? It costs you as well, and it costs taxpayers millions of dollars because you are taking care of them 24/7.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's food, it's...
Our average cost per animal is about $125 to $150 per pet in shelter.
Yeah, and people, where do you think that money comes from, right? A lot of times it's fundraising, but it's also back on the taxpayer dollar. All right, Tegan, your very first animal that you had?
My very first dog was a dog named Jackson, and I brought him here from California with me. But my first dog I got in Texas was Tank. Jackson passed away in September, but Tank, I picked up off the street. I moved here from San Diego where we didn't have a stray pet problem.
Yeah.
And I was shocked at the amount of animals that we saw every day on the road. So I brought a litter of puppies home, and he was part of the first litter I brought home, and he was a black puppy, so black dog syndrome. A lot of black dogs get adopted.
Yeah, black or white dogs, right? It's like people, they want these patterns and these mixes and the whole bit. It's like, can I get the dog with the blue eyes and the whole,
So we kept Tank. He's 11 now.
Yeah. All right, Chelsea, your first dog?
My first pet, I adopted a dog for my 5th birthday. I remember my grandpa took me to the animal shelter for my birthday and let me pick any dog I wanted. And I, as a 5-year-old, knew to pick the least desirable animal in the building. And so I picked this not particularly cute animal. His name was Grover, and he would follow me to elementary school a few miles.
Aww.
Yeah, he'd show up on the playground.
I picked the quietest one, right? We walk in, they're all barking and going crazy.
You were smarter than
and
me.
I'm like, oh, no. I'll go, this one's quiet. No, this dog was smarter because it was quiet. As soon as it got home, I'm like, oh, okay, I know you knew the game. You knew how to do this, right? You have 4 dogs now, Daisy, Emerson, Skippy, and Tex.
I do.
Daisy turns 15 this weekend.
Yes, she does.
And Tex was adopted in the Rio Grande Valley shelter. And give us the full name.
His government name is Sergeant Cordell Walker, Texas Ranger, but he lovingly goes by Tex or Tex-Mex.
Yeah, because I think the other one, he was like, well, okay, enough already. I can't answer that.
You know when your mom yells at you with your middle name, like that's his middle name. Yeah, he knows.
All right. The 5th annual mega adoption event, how this idea came about, it's such a great idea because if you are willing to, rescue an animal and go to a shelter, they're all located, most of them several miles apart,
Absolutely.
right? So give us the idea of how this started and what people can expect.
So in Houston, there are, to the best of my knowledge, about 14 physical shelters. And that is really overwhelming to the general adopter. And so we thought, why not bring all of these local shelters together in one giant venue where people can just come and adopt a pet for a very low cost, just $35. So this is our 5th year doing it, and we have more than 30 shelters participating this year. This is a record. We're going to have more than 1,700 animals available for adoption.
Yeah, and this is like right in your wheelhouse in terms of support.
Yeah, we love the support we get from the Petco Love Foundation.
Yeah, and tell us what Petco Love Foundation, some of the other things that you all do and the effort you make across the country.
So we are a national nonprofit. The name Petco is in our name because Petco generously allows us to raise money in their stores. So when you shop at Petco and it asks for a donation, all of those donation dollars come to Petco Love. Yeah. And we put on the Houston mega adoption event. We also give grants to organizations, so about $24 million a year to shelters just like Tegan's across the country.
Yeah. And Tegan, what should we consider before we think we want to adopt a pet? Because we get taken up with by how cute they are, but there's a little bit of homework we need to do.
Definitely consider the time and effort and energy it takes to bring a pet into your home and make sure you're prepared for that. But if you think about it, shelter animals have been living in small confined areas for long periods of time. So if you're able to take a pet into your home, even if you live in an apartment, even if you don't have a yard, dogs and cats can still live in those kind of environments.
Yeah, and just look at what other pets you might have. I know we were concerned that we brought a dog into the house. We had a cat, and it was a terrier, because terriers and cats sometimes don't mix, right? And we thought, okay, let's do this very carefully. And so the dog walked up to the cat and sniffed her. She slapped him in the face. We said, we'll be all right. Okay.
Absolutely.
The cat was like, I'm boss here. Okay.
The other thing I think to consider is that puppies are a lot of work, right?
Are.
There are also adult dogs that are already house trained that sleep through the night, just like me and you, right? Yeah. That are much easier to bring into your family. And so we will have pets of all shapes, sizes, ages, etc.
Yeah. In some ways, like having a child, right? Okay, let's take a look at some of the pets that you have today that are all available for adoption. All right, who do we have first here?
This is Liam. He is a 2-year-old Irish Wolfhound mix. He came into the shelter as a stray. He loves people, loves to play in the water, and he's super friendly.
Aw, super cute too. Look at that.
And he's fully grown, so that is the biggest he's going to get.
Yeah, biggest he's going to get. So make sure you have that kind of room in your house, right? Aw, so cute. All right, thank you. Finally, Liam's like, I'm sitting down. All right, there we go. Oh, look.
These are the siblings to the puppy that I currently have too. This is Dill and Tommy. They are 8-week-old Schnauzer mixes. They came into the shelter with their mom, so they have 3 other siblings as well that will also be at Mega.
What are some of the characteristics of Schnauzers? I have a Schnoodle, so I know mine is fiercely protective.
If I'm going to be totally honest, we don't know if they're 100% Schnauzer mixes.
Well,
we just kind of guess.
Yeah, mine's Schnoodle, so Poodle and Schnauzer. So so you never know. And that's what's kind of cool about too is when you come to the shelter, oftentimes people put emphasis on, I want the purebred this, but when you get those mixtures, you get all kinds of wonderful things.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, personality-wise, what they look like, and the whole bit. There's
a uniqueness. No one's going to have the same pet as you.
Right,
yeah, absolutely.
Can they come with the hats, though? That's what I want to know. Can they
I
come
will
with
throw.
the hats?
We can throw in the hats.
Yeah, right. All right. Up next, who do we have here?
This is Sabrina. She's one of our longer term dogs at the shelter. She's a 2-year-old Border Collie mix. She also loves the water and people, and she's very fashionable today in her pearl necklace.
Yes, I think like if I adopted her, I might have to call her Chanel.
I know,
She
right?
is adorable.
She's really, really sweet. She's also fully grown. She's more of an active dog.
Yeah,
But
and when you say really, really sweet, that's the other thing I found with so many of the, you get different things, but a lot of the pets, I always felt like a couple of ones that I rescued felt like they knew they were rescued. And they
Yes.
just wanted to be pleasers, right?
Absolutely.
And then there are others that might be a little skittish, but it's a project and a process, and when you win them over, there's no love like it. Right?
Absolutely. You can see Sabrina keep looking at
Yeah.
Gabrielle.
Hi, Sabrina.
And she's very food motivated. She's very smart, so she could learn any commands that you want her to. She's just
we
really
have
smart.
things in common already. Very food motivated. I think
Same,
she be a lot of things. All right. So, what will the cost be to us? And by the way, that cost is so low compared to what you would otherwise have to do taking a pet to the vet yourself.
Absolutely. The adoption fees this weekend are $35. We're open from 10 to 5 on Saturday and Sunday at NRG Arena. Parking can be a challenge there, as you probably know. Parking is free at gate 5 before noon, and if you plan to arrive after noon, you can download a digital parking pass for free.
And there's a fast pass option too,
There's
right?
a fast pass option as well. So if you really want to get one of these 6 adorable Schnauzer puppies, we recommend the fast pass option. You can come from 9 to 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, and you get those fast passes at mega-houston.com.
You might have 5 puppies by the time the show's over. Okay, all right, okay. They need volunteers as well, and you know what that's
Yes.
like, because that's what y'all operate off of. Part of is volunteers.
We definitely need more volunteers. Walk-ins are welcome, and you can sign up to volunteer at megahouston.com.
Yeah. What kinds of things will they be doing?
They'll be helping with a wide variety of things: walking dogs, cleaning, helping adopters.
Okay. All right. Again, this weekend's event is this Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the NRG Arena, Exhibit Hall C and D. The adoption fee is just $35, but you get what you need when you leave there. So go ahead and bring your pet carriers and leashes if you think you're probably going to adopt. Free parking is available. Just visit mega-houston.com to get your pass. All right.